Love doesn't always arrive with roses and red carpets. Sometimes it steps quietly into the room when the cameras aren't rolling, and that's exactly what happened when actor Gökberk Yıldırım turned an ordinary morning on the set of The Promise into a story that melted the internet. That morning began like any other long filming day. Lighting technicians shuffled between cables, makeup artists whispered last touches, and the first assistant director's voice echoed across the set. In the middle of it all was Cemre Arda, focused, composed, and lost in character as she prepared for one of the most emotionally charged scenes of the season. What no one expected was that her real-life leading man was already walking through the studio gate, coffee in one hand, a small bouquet in the other, and a plan that would soon capture everyone's attention. Gökberk didn't arrive with cameras, press, or security detail. He moved quietly, the way someone does when they're there for a person, not for a picture. The crew later recalled how the atmosphere shifted the moment he entered the dressing room, as if the whole space took a deep breath. One stylist said afterward, "You could feel the energy change." Cemre's face lit up like someone opened the window and let sunlight in. Inside that small dressing room, surrounded by mirrors and makeup brushes, two coffees steamed side by side while laughter replaced the morning tension. They spoke softly, stealing a few minutes between takes, a kind of intimacy that doesn't need an audience. Those who witnessed it said it wasn't dramatic or showy, it was real. But the most talked about moment came minutes later, when Gökberk crossed paths with Gökberk Yıldırım, Cemre's co-star in The Promise. For weeks, tabloids had whispered about jealousy, rivalry, and tension, the usual rumors that swirl when two attractive leads share on-screen chemistry. What actually happened silenced every gossip column. Gökberk extended his hand, smiled, and reportedly told Gökberk, "You're doing excellent work here. I'm wishing you a strong run." In that single gesture, he shut down weeks of speculation. The handshake, simple but sincere, became the image that spread faster than any rumor ever could. Two professionals, no drama, no insecurity, just mutual respect. The headlines that followed wrote themselves. Gökberk Yıldırım turns set visit into a masterclass in love and confidence. According to sources close to the couple, the visit wasn't planned at all. A mutual friend had mentioned that Cemre had a particularly demanding day ahead, long emotional scenes, multiple takes, and late-night finishes. Gökberk decided on the spot to show up with caffeine and care. "I didn't want her to start the day without seeing me," he reportedly told a friend later. "She gives me energy, I just wanted to give some back." Those few minutes together worked magic. When Gökberk left, Cemre joked with her team, "That's probably the strongest energy shot I'll get today." Nobody disagreed. Within hours, what began as a quiet, personal gesture exploded online. A crew member posted a blurred snapshot of the bouquet sitting beside a makeup mirror. Someone else shared a short clip of two silhouettes chatting by the door, coffee cups in hand. Fans filled the comments, "You can't fake love this real, he shows love in actions, not words," and they're redefining what a power couple looks like. By noon, #CemreGökberk and #The Promise trended across multiple countries. Major entertainment outlets picked up the story, turning it from a sweet backstage moment into a worldwide headline. Reporters camped outside the studio exit, hoping to catch a comment. And when Gökberk finally stepped outside, he didn't run, didn't hide. He faced the cameras with calm eyes and said simply, "I came to support my partner. Cemre's work right now is incredible, and I'm very proud of her." That single sentence did what PR teams often fail to do. It told the truth with grace. It also put an end to another wave of speculation, one that suggested promotional photos of Cemre and her co-star had sparked tension in the relationship. In reality, Gökberk's visit was the opposite of possessiveness. His calm, easy confidence said it all. This was not jealousy, this was trust. A close friend of the couple explained it best: their relationship runs on admiration. They don't compete, they complement. That's their secret. Later that same day, Cemre returned to set for an intense emotional scene. Witnesses say something felt different. The performance carried a rawness, a warmth that even the director noticed. When he finally called cut, visibly moved, he asked, "Where did that depth come from?" Cemre smiled and said quietly, "Maybe because the person I love was here." You carry that feeling with you. That line, unplanned, genuine, whispered between takes, became the quote of the week. Fans turned it into captions, tweets, and edits that flooded social media. And in the middle of the noise, the real message stood out. This wasn't about fame or spectacle. It was about a love that strengthens rather than overshadows. As the sun began to dip behind the studio buildings, witnesses saw Cemre and Gökberk leaving together. Arm around her shoulders, matching steps, the kind of comfort that only comes from time and trust. A fan snapped a single, softly lit photo, the two of them smiling at each other as if the rest of the world had gone quiet. Within minutes, the image went viral. Comment sections filled with words that rarely appear together in the same sentence: respect, romance, real. One fan wrote, "They remind us that love can be simple. No show, no noise, just presence." Another added, "He supports her success. That's what real partnership looks like." Media analysts later described the moment as a new template for celebrity relationships in the spotlight, one built on support, not spectacle. And perhaps that's why this story resonated far beyond Turkish entertainment circles. In a world where love is often turned into a performance, Gökberk and Cemre gave everyone a glimpse of something quieter, stronger, and far more lasting. They reminded fans that you don't need a stage to prove affection, you just need to show up, coffee in hand, with a heart that knows where it belongs. If you believe real love still exists, love that works, listens, and shows up, hit that like button. What did you feel reading this? Drop your thoughts below. Your comment might appear in our next episode. Subscribe to whatever you need for more real stories behind the scenes, where love, art, and truth meet. Because sometimes, the quietest gestures tell the loudest stories.